Hey guys, so I know it's been a while since I've uploaded. Life's been a little hectic, but I'm gonna try to do something different this week, and I'm gonna kind of explain what's going on, bring you guys along with me, see if I can put something together that makes sense. I don't know. Hopefully by the end of the video, this makes sense, I guess. And hopefully you like it. Leave some feedback, please. Comment, subscribe, help me out if you guys like my content, like what I'm working on here, then let's keep it going. So basically, driving back from Tennessee now for work. Today is a little too hot, and 12 hours in this car, I don't think I'm really going to get much accomplished, but I got tomorrow off, so I got to cut the grass. Jess blew a brake line on her car, so I got to fix that so that she has a car again. And maybe I'll be able to mount the alternator on the Barracuda. Who knows? But I'll bring you guys along and film the journey and see what happens. So the last time you guys seen this, the alternator home was up here, but we're trying to figure out a better home for it because it won't clear the electric water pump. So I got it mounted down here, and I'm just trying to figure out spacing in and out to get my pulleys to line up, and I'm just trying to learn. I've got way too many washers back there right now, but I can take those out. And just trying to figure out what size shim I need to make or spacer. I did have this on the crank. It's for a crank trigger, but I don't use the crank trigger. It'd be cool, but I don't need it. I do gotta fix this because this was leaking. Figure out a better solution for that and actually mount this guy and the radiator better. I got a couple more holes to drill, but gotta clean this up, make this to where it doesn't slice your finger open every time you look at it. And then cooling system is pretty much done. Once I clean this up, fix that leak. Alternator's gotta be figured out though before the radiator can go back in. I had to redo the whole electrical system on this thing. I'll go over that in another video, but it was bad. It was really bad. I'm surprised the thing didn't catch on fire. I gotta remount the oil pressure gauge inside here now that it's done. I do have a working throttle linkage now, which is pretty cool. I got this little unit here. Oh, I did not think that there was gas in the bowls of the carburetor, but it'll evaporate. I'm really close. It's just these finishing touches that are killing me with this car. So this is Jess's winter car, and it popped the brake line going from here to the ABS module. I was gonna do the rubber line, but I can't source one, and I want my hoist back because I still gotta do maintenance on my other vehicles, which I'm way behind on. Even my work vehicle has overdue for an oil change. But I'm just curious. I lost my striker for my torches in this car in the front end, and I'm just curious if it's still there maybe. I can't see anything up there. This thing also developed an exhaust leak. You can see the broken exhaust pipe right back there. I don't think I'm fixing that today, but well, my front diff looks like it's leaking still. I put that seal in 6 months ago, so that's not good. Yeah, this thing was it was a cheap car. It does the job. It's a cockroach, it's hard to kill. So I'll just keep it going until it's finally done. So we got the brake line almost done. I got that adapter and whatnot because I don't have a double flaring tool, because I'm very picky with tools and I don't want to spend 500 bucks on a double flaring tool for the one I want. But I guess that brings me to this next part as to why don't auto parts stores know what the fuck they're doing. I mean, I literally sent Jess to the store with the old line. It had 2 fittings on it. Both were 3/16, just standard fittings, you know, just what you typically see. One was male, one was female, on a 3/16 coated line. So the auto parts store, as they typically do, they try to sell you the cheap copper because, oh, it's so much easier to work with and it's so much cheaper and it doesn't rust. Well, I've taken my certification test. And I remember clear as day, it stating the only material suitable for brake lines is double-walled steel lines. Now, I use stainless steel lines because they don't rust. Wow, same effect. Harder to bend. I kind of like that. You know, like, not everything has to be easy. It has to be right. And when it comes to stopping, like, you don't care enough about stopping to put the right material for your brake line to spend the extra $10? Because that's probably what it's going to cost you, is an extra $10 overall to do it out of stainless. Depending on the run, but like this brake line would have probably been $5 in copper, but instead it was $10 in stainless. But that's also because I got it with the fittings on it and everything. And if I would have bought a roll, it would have been even cheaper. And if I would have flared it, you know, I would have saved myself money. I could have reused the fittings. Whatever. You know, the old hack shops that try to save as much money and get your old GMC pickup or GM pickup back on the road with all new brake lines, and they're all copper. Well, you paid a lot of money to be put in a potentially life-threatening situation when that line ruptures. Not to say that manufacturers shouldn't have, you know, put in such vulnerable materials for brake lines, something so important. You're going to use something like, okay, Ford tried here. They did coat the brake lines. I will give them that. You know, it's not like they just sent them on our way and said, here you go. These are just steel exposed. They did do this black coating, but they didn't really prep the steel, so it doesn't always adhere to the steel very well. And because of that, you get pockets where it can get oxidation and rust, and then you start blowing brake lines, especially where you have it in like these plastic clips that retain it. It vibrates inside there, it wears away at the metal. It's no good. Well, just spend the extra money and use the uncoated stainless steel material that's going to be able to withstand the vibrations better. It's going to withstand the environment better, and it's going to hold the pressure better. No, we're going to sell everybody copper brake lines. Copper brake lines. Like, I get it. It's a copper mix, you know, it's not all copper. It's a copper steel alloy or whatever. No. Double wall steel. Take your certification test. Take any class on brakes. If it is not #1 in the curriculum to use double wall steel, that teacher needs to be fired. It should just be common sense. Brake lines are made out of double walled steel and use either a double flare or a bubble flare. There's nothing special to it. You got different sizes of lines, and they might use metric, they might use standard for the fittings, but it's always a bubble flare or a double flare, and it's always double walled steel from the manufacturer, because we have regulations and stuff for safety. So why can a parts store sell me copper brake lines? Well, I suppose I gotta get a wrench to tighten that one, and we shall put some brake fluid in it and figure out how to bleed this thing, because I broke the bleeder screw off when I replaced the last brake line with this typical, you know, early 2000s, mid 2000s vehicle. All the brake lines are rotting out. American vehicle, I should say. All the brake lines are rotting out. So I'm just doing my due diligence and slowly replacing them as they go. Should I replace them all? Probably, yeah, but they are coated. So in theory, these brake lines should be good for the life of the vehicle, but as stated in my rant earlier, nothing works the way we ever want it to because we're sloppy. Humans are very sloppy when they design stuff. We used to take pride in it. We used to put more time into things, and we don't. Now, I'm not that guy, like, okay, I got the old 60s cars, you know, steel's better. No, it's not. It's not. Crumple zones have saved lives. Like, safety regulations and laws are there for a reason. So, do I think older cars are better? No. Do I think they're easier to work on? No, not at all. I would rather work on a full-size Range Rover doing head gaskets than I would work on this Corvair. It's so much simpler. I mean, everything comes apart. There's data on stuff. You can actually look into things. You can figure out the theory behind how something's supposed to work, and then you can figure out from there why it's not working. Like, this is a 4-liter, 6-cylinder. There's all kinds of stuff out there on this thing. But on that Corvair, good luck. On that Barracuda, good luck. You know, it takes more creativity to figure it out, I guess. And I'm more of a resourceful person. I'm not the greatest at inventing the solution, but I'm the greatest at using what's around me to work my way out of it. So, yeah, I prefer newer vehicles over older, and that's why my daily is a 2020 Ram, or, you know, my other one's a 99 Miata, but that's literally just a go-kart. Well, I suppose I should get moving on this, so I'll be back. Hey guys, so it's Monday. Fortunately, the weekend's over. Didn't get done as much as I wanted. But we got the Miata back home, and I should be home this week. So hopefully I can at the very least get my oil changes done. But I did get notice that I got a package in for some cameras that I had to order because I have the most wonderful neighbors to the south of me. They are just the greatest of people. They like to point guns at unarmed individuals that are on their own property and threaten them and, you know, abuse animals and whatnot, but it's besides the point. So I'm gonna go mount these cameras and then edit this video, and yeah, hopefully you guys like this.